It's been a while. Everyone's been asking, hey Miku, where have you been? Or what's the next topic of your video, or what do you think about this anime? And I keep saying, just hold up, I'll release something for it in like a month or two here, but I never release anything. But you know, hey, we don't talk about that. No one cares. Moving on, I'm releasing a new series called the 3-episode rule, where we take a deep dive into the current animes airing this season. We pick out 3 different animes, 3 different episodes, and 3 different genres to get a good mix. And we see if those series are either a ship, or if we should continue watching them, or a sink. I'm hoping you guys enjoy this new series. Let me know what you guys think of it. Let me know if you think my opinions are wrong, or if there's maybe any other anime I missed within the current season I should watch. And yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so just a quick question before we get into the first series. What would you do if all of a sudden just one day you gain the ability to see monsters and supernatural creatures like ghosts surrounding you and surrounding everyone else? I think personally I do what this main character for this first show, Miko-chan, main character being Miko-chan, does, which is just completely ignores them and hope that they don't notice, that you notice them. Which I think the concept leads to pretty funny encounters. Oh yeah, this is also, I should mention, is a horror comedy, which is an interesting mashup I don't think I've seen before in anime. But yeah, it leads for really funny encounters, because she could just be like talking to her friend, and in the middle of conversing with her friend, a ghost like pops up in the middle of her and is like, "Good morning." And you're just like, and she's just like, okay. She's like, she's acting like she's trying. She's like looking at her friend, but the ghost is literally like right in front of her face. And her friend is like, why are you just staring at me? So no, it leaves pretty funny interactions. It's also very suspenseful. So it does have that horror element of, I guess, of the show. There's a lot of build up, which is, to be fair, disclaimer, it is ruined by a lot of interesting angles and scenes during build-up, which kind of ruins the suspense, which is the only problem I have with the show. Like, for instance, like all of a sudden, like it's building up, like this ghost is like has been standing behind her for 15 minutes, and all of a sudden she like bends down to grab something in the bathroom. And the angle changes to like the outlines of her like panties, and I'm like, I'm not trying to see that right now. Like, at least be tasteful about it, you know? But yeah, other than that, like looking past that, I think the series has a lot of potential. I think it also has a lot of potential to also be bad and repetitive. I kind of think Sakamoto, like the first 3 or 4 episodes were good, and then it started to die down and, you know, get repetitive and get kind of boring and stale. But I'm hoping that the execution is done well, and I think I'm gonna keep watching this series. So I'm gonna go ahead and ship this one. But let me know what you guys think of Miyadoko-chan and your opinions on it, and what you think if my opinions are valid or not. I'm gonna go ahead and give my stamp of approval, my thumbs up. Moving on to the next series. Alright then, I guess I'm watching Tact. It's been a while since the show's been out, kind of like the Fate series, where I can enjoy the show because of the same reasons I enjoy Fate. Mainly the animation and art style. And on top of that, we have Mappa and Madhouse doing the animation. Like, who else could you ask better than that? And on top of that, we have Supercell doing some of the soundtracks, which is crazy and brings me back to the Guilty Crown days. But yeah, the series is based in a post-apocalyptic world where a meteor crashes to Earth, that meteor-carrying monsters called the Twos. And the only way that these monsters can be defeated are through the power of music, which I think is pretty cheesy. I don't know, if you ask me, I think it's pretty cheesy. And this specific series follows our two main characters. Tact, a young conductor who is partnered with a music art, which is the female side, named Unmei. And from what I can see so far, the main difference between the conductors and the music arts are that the conductors are like the players on a team that are trying their hardest for their team to actually win the game, while the music arts are very obsessed with trying to get the play of the game. They're literally just competing each other at this point to get kills. Like no one's having difficulty killing anything. So as for the art, animation, and sound quality, the art and animation is beautiful. The character designs are amazing. The fights are well choreographed. The animation's really fluid and solid. The art's really beautiful. As for the characters themselves, I think they're personally kind of bland and one-dimensional, which might be a problem for a lot of people as they look at characters rather than animation and art when they look at animes, or when they look at what animes they want to watch. So for those who don't really care about the art and animation and more so care about the characters, the series might not be for you, but you might still enjoy it. I personally am going to ship this series. I think it's great. I'm a huge Fate head, and then this reminds me a lot of Fate, a lot of the animation that Fate produces. So this definitely gets my stamp of approval. Moving on to the next series.
Okinawa.
Last but not least on our list, we have Heike Monogatari. Just saying, every anime title I've seen with Monogatari in the title turned out to be really good. And I was kind of hoping the series would be the same. It is animated by Studio Science Sade, which is the animators of Devilman Crybaby and Get Your Hands Off Aizoken. So they're really famous with like doing more experimental things and setting their own trends, which I'm really a fan of. And you can definitely see that quality throughout this show. So Heike Monogatari is a history anime which takes place in Japan, obviously, and it follows our main character Biwa. Through her eyes, we see the different war events unfold. She's a young girl who makes a living as a traveling musician, and her father dies pretty much within like the first 10 minutes of the show. It didn't really make me... There was no emotional attachment there, so I didn't really feel anything for that. I just thought I'd mention. And though blind, Biwa is gifted with the ability to see the future, which I think is a really interesting concept. She meets Taira no Shigemori, one of the patriarchs of the powerful Taira family, which is the clan that killed their father, and tells him about the prophecy that may change the future of his clan. This is one aspect I find kind of weird. I think within the first episode or the first two episodes, she joins the family that killed like her father, and she really didn't hold any like remorse or any, she didn't hate them or anything. At first she was kind of closed off, but she didn't really like hate them. And I feel like if I were in that situation, or if anyone else were in that situation, I'd hold some sort of grudge against the family and like the person who took me in, because he's like part of the family. Like that doesn't exclude him out. But anyways, on that same note, I think some of the characters are one-dimensional, as well as our main character, sadly. I think she's just there pretty much for the audience to see through her eyes the war events unfold, which I kind of have a problem with, but it's okay. We'll see how it goes. As for the art and animation, I think they're doing something really, really cool here. It's really beautiful, although they have like random transition scenes. I think they're fine. A lot of people might find them annoying. But again, there are studios now for doing experimental stuff, so you just have to stick with it. As for the sound design, this is something I especially love. I'm a huge Audio Geek. These pair of headphones are $1,500, and I have another pair there that's like $600. I spend a lot of my money on audio equipment, and I can say for this series in particular, I really love the sound design, and just some of the ambient noises, the shamisen noises, just everything about it, I think, is done really well, and it really matches with the art of the show. And I think just for that reason, I'm going to continue watching it. So I'm shipping the show, although I don't think it'd be a ship for a lot of people. I don't think it was made for the mainstream audience to actually like, or for it to become popular with the mainstream audience. I think it takes a specific type of person to like this show, and I'm definitely one of their target audiences. As I also used to play the shamisen, so I really like the shamisen sounds. So I'm a bit biased. Let me know what you guys think about this show and all the other shows that I talked about within this video. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed my recommendations and my takes on these animes. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree, or maybe if there's any other anime that I might have missed that I should talk about within the next episode. And I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully not in 4 months.